knowledge seekers around the world. It's time to build a community of leadership, ideation, and insight to become a successful entrepreneur.
When you see men fall, don't laugh, learn.
This is Let's Talk Black Knowledge with Jasper Balaam, dropping these knowledge bombs.
Alrighty. Appreciate you, brother Eric, aka Dr. Dapper.
That's who it is.
Taking, time out his busy schedule to, be able to get this interview done during the coronavirus season. It's a lot going on. I'm thanking you for, sharing your expertise, sharing your story and, everything that you've been going through. So we're going to get right into it. Just let the people know who you are.
Yeah, so thank you for having me on. Honored. You're doing some great shit. Can we cuss on here?
Oh, man, you know what? It's yours. Speak how you feel, brother.
Dope. Yeah, you're doing some dope shit, so it's always good to connect, collaborate, and exchange energy with a like-minded individual. So, I'm Dr. Dapper, founder and CEO of LFLS Shoes. Like we always do, we keep the shoes in the back so we can show the shoes. I'm talking about the gold tips. That's what I do full-time, based out here in LA. I've been here for 9 months. I started the business in Arkansas, so I'm from Arkansas, born and raised in a poor, underrepresented area of Southeast Arkansas.
Okay, so hold on, let's slow down. I want to slow down with you, brother. Okay.
I want to slow down with you, brother. Southeast Arkansas.
Okay, you threw in shoe, and then you went right Arkansas. Okay, so we from Arkansas, right? We were from Arkansas. So how is growing up in Arkansas, man?
I mean, it's not, especially being in fashion or just seeing entrepreneurship and seeing like Black excellence in general, you don't see a lot of that. So
when you get into this, like what I want to know the meat and potatoes. I need people to know where you come from. Like
I come from rats and roaches and holes in the wall. So I mean, I get that kind of like just image so people can know, because a lot of people don't know what roaches are, a lot of people don't know what rats are. So I mean, it's kind of like, they don't get to experience that kind of lifestyle. So coming from that, the poor underrepresented area, and like the unfortunate, like background, it really, I didn't like it in that moment, but it makes you appreciate it more as you get older and you become an entrepreneur, because you know how to like make it through tough situations. So, but yeah, I went to college, University of Arkansas too. So that was also a PWI. So it was kind of like different as well. So I've never been surrounded by a lot of Black excellence and like positivity, in the Black community. So, growing up in Arkansas was different, not a lot of opportunity for us. And, we don't see ourselves doing positive things, so we don't think we can do it. And the resources are also kind of limited. So, it's what it is, man. That's where I'm from, and it made me who I am. So, I mean, I wouldn't change anything, because I feel like we need.
All right. So when did, I want to know, because like with me, I always tell people, because I love sharing entrepreneur stories, because I know that we talked about this live a little bit briefly, but now it's the interview, so we really break it down. I always, like with me on my journey, which, this is an interview about you, not me, but I tell people pain is what got me to create Black Knowledge. Like I felt like I had hit rock bottom, and I was trying to manifest some things inside of me, and entrepreneurship was a way for me to really discover some things about myself. So what made you get into like you selling shoes now, you in LA, how you started all that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like most of us, we don't know what entrepreneurship is, or like business ownership and shit like that, and generational wealth. But seeing my mom, struggle, barely making ends meet, working 2 or 3 jobs, I was like, it's got to be something more to life than just this cap on success and this like everyday hustle, just barely living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes not that. So entrepreneurship came about in college, my junior year, and then I really went into it because I lost my grandma in 2010, my dad in 2013. And my mom in 2016 before I graduated college. So that's something that's really
pain. That pain I was talking about.
It's a lot of the pain on the journey. People think it's a walk in the park, but it's definitely not at all. So those are some big things that really, opened my eyes up to entrepreneurship. Just my background and where I come from, where I grew up, the environment, and then also the losses that I had on my journey. And just even after that, man, it's just. Within that journey, journey of like from my childhood up through middle school, high school, I always knew I wanted more. So whatever more was, and that it turns out that more was entrepreneurship. So, that's something that just manifests. You know how you fall into shit, you just fall into stuff you don't really know.
I already know. Like same thing with me when I first created Black Knowledge, man. It was like it kind of give you a little focus and purpose. You know, it kind of distract you from. It's not like you want to forget about what happened. It's kind of like you more like want to focus on some new things.
Focus on positive. Focus on positive. Yeah. It gives you, like, when you know your purpose and your passion in life,
man,
it allows you to refocus.
So, okay, we lost. Okay, all right, because I like to slow it down and break it down to people so they can process like me. So up to this point right now, we lost some family members, you know, very close, immediate family members, like, you know, people who literally changed our lives. Okay, we lost these individuals. We're junior in college shoes, right? Or what?
Yeah, so junior, my mom was still alive when I was a junior. Okay. She passed right before I graduated. So she helped me get the company started. So I graduated college in 2016. But yeah, junior, I mean, I majored in fashion. So that's kind of, but my style came from church because I grew up in church. So that's where my style came from, and it evolved over time. And it became, you know, the Dapper shit, what it is today. But yeah, I read an article about a girl who started a shoe company my junior year. And that kind of like sparked it and brought back my love for like drawing shoes from middle school. And I just really went for it. You know, you just fell into it.
You just say, you know, like I tell people on my live, because I like it, but I would just say it. You say, fuck it. Like, you know, like I tell people, once you go and you just say, like I said, like my business partner, he literally asked me, he said, what you want to do with Black Knowledge? This was 3 years ago when I built this company. I said, yo, I'm going to love Black people and I'm going to educate them and I'm going to travel the world and I'm going to be an international brand. And he said, that's a big task, but let's do it. And now to see that I'm actually international, it's kind of like, you know, it's crazy because when you throw it out there and you really believe it, you can achieve it. So
it's,
man, you know,
it's full circle. It's full circle. You know, everything that you see in your head is something that you can obtain in life. You just have to really speak it and write it.
So fashion, let's slow down for a little bit. Okay, we've been through a lot. You know, we talked about some negative stuff. Let's talk about like some trials that we might have had. Like, okay, you got, all right, why did we fall in love with fashion? What age did we love? Like, okay, we doing this.
And it's not even like a love for fashion. It's just like, this is like my armor, you know. It's I'm in fashion, but I'm not in fashion because I feel like the clothing that I wear allowed me to like show my personality a lot. And the Dapper stuff, like I said, it came from church, and that's where that came from because, you know, down south, everybody rocking the big hats and the suits and the dresses and stuff like that. So, like I said, that just stuck with me over time as I got older, and it evolved into what it is. And now, as I got older, I really recognize, you know, how big of a difference the threads you have in your body make, you know, whether it's perception from people or the way you're treated, or the opportunities that are presented to you. So I feel like the suit is something that's very powerful. You know, it's a.
Oh, you know, I don't know if you saw my pictures, but you know, I am, you know, bow tie gang, and you know, I was raised in a Christian upbringing background, so I'm aware of it. And not only that, I always tell people I'm a fan of the fedora. I dress like your granddad. You give me some suspenders. I've always liked the 1930 to 1970 African American type of style because back then, I tell people we used to be with class.
Suited, bro. Suited all the time.
Beautiful thing. I tell people, here's some Black Knowledge real quick. I remember reading that there was a phase in America, like the 1950s and the 60s, that if it was a brother walking around the streets without like a suit or anything, brothers would literally coalition together to be able to get him a suit and pay for one and make sure that he's looking good in the streets. Like that's how it was back in the day. And it's kind of crazy that we used to be like that, you know?
It's not even crazy. It's crazy that we've lost it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like crazy that we lost it. My bad. Your correction. So, okay, you got into fashion. So when did you officially make your first sale? When you was like, oh, wow, this is really going?
2017, because I graduated December 2016. I was supposed to have an order of shoes. I went full time into the business, you know, because I didn't have a job, and I just lost my mom. So I was like, you know, I ain't got shit else to lose. Let me go for it. And you know, of course, family comes at you like, you need to get a job. You're struggling, this and that. Your mom helped you get this degree, and you know, at that point, I understood that there was more value in a business versus like a degree, because that degree can't be passed down, but that business can create generational wealth. A lot of people that were around me didn't understand that. So at that point, it's like you have to really focus and understand that you're going to outgrow a lot of people on your journey and not be, you know, fucked up about it because that's just what happens on your journey. You kind of elevate, you know, to a different level, because if you vibrate higher than somebody else, they just can't.
You remind me of me. You know what? I'm glad you. It's funny how we met because you like me. You aggressive. You hungry in these streets. You hit me up. You was like, "Yo, bro, I see what you're doing. Like what you're doing. Let's go live." Like it was no bullshit with you. Like you feel me? Being real. Like you like me. You're not a bullshitter. Like I said, yo, I'm telling you guys, no lie. I text him like a day ago. Yo, let's get this interview knocked out. Let's go Zoom. He said, bet. And look, we're here. I noticed that you definitely a go-getter. And it's not even, and it's funny because I'm gonna be real for a second. You know, some people on Instagram, you know, they like to blow smoke up people's asses and sell them all these random products. See, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I really don't get that vibe from you, you know, and I get like more of a legit, genuine vibe that you're trying to, you know, not just show the world who you are, but actually provide a decent product for, you know, represent, you know, the Black culture, you know?
Yeah, it's like really, I hate that we have a lot of, well, it's okay that we have a lot of brands, but we need more businesses. And then outside of that, we need more like luxury and like businesses that aren't just t-shirts, aren't just like socks, aren't just slides. We need shit that's going to replace the businesses that we idolize today, you know? So, you know, I need more luxury. I push for luxury Black-owned businesses because we don't really have that. And if we don't see ourselves as luxury or as capable of becoming or like owning a luxury business, you know, that can compete with the luxury brands or European brands.
Actually in the process, not right now, you know, obviously, you know this, you know, I didn't really tell you much about this, but obviously with our company, we definitely, you know, I promote entrepreneurship and we promote business. So obviously, you know that my target audience is clearly entrepreneur-minded individuals. So of course, and I tell people, luxury means also looking good in these streets. Because I always say we're gonna make it like a kicking knowledge in these streets brand. We're gonna do that anyways, which, like you said, it's gonna be very similar to yours. You know, like luxury, or upscale option. And you know, I really so you design shoes, right? Let's talk about like the hard parts about this for a second, because we have a lot of Black entrepreneurs, especially during the coronavirus and stuff, that want to get into fashion. They may be in fashion school like how you was. They may, you know, I don't know. I know that you can draw it, you cannot draw it. So what are the different ways you can get into fashion? Just like, you know, to help some people that are interested in, you know, just your.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of different avenues within fashion. And like I said, I'm in fashion, but I'm not in fashion. But you got streetwear, you got, of course, the Dapper suited style. You have like athleisure that popped in. You got a lot of different avenues. So I feel like understanding, like in my personal branding digital guide, I talked about the things that I talked about was knowing yourself, knowing your style, knowing your lifestyle, and knowing your areas of expertise. So that allows you to like actually go out and be specific about what industry you want to get into, so you can attract other people or be around the right people, be in the right place at the right time around the right people. You know, you don't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna get into fashion. And you check out streetwear, you check out athleisure, you check out sportswear, you check out Dapper wear, and it's like you end up setting yourself back because you're spreading yourself so thin. I mean, you should look within yourself and be like, okay, what do I love? What do I like to wear? You know, because self is source. You know, whenever you understand yourself,
like
and you understand what you need to get into or which way you need to pivot. Take it and at me. Self.
Look. You said something. You know, I drop knowledge bombs. You know that. I drop knowledge bombs.
Hey, I got a whole lot of them.
You know, I say you must self-educate and self-liberate. And I say save yourself from yourself. And he just said self is source. How did I miss that?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But, okay, yeah, so because I noticed like for me, I want to get into the shoe game, but mostly like the tennis shoe game right now. Not so much, you know, the fashion, you know, the high, because I feel like we're in a time right now where there's so many options, like manufacturers, you know, some people, like I know, you know, I travel a lot into Latin America, and a lot of African people down there, they make them from the bottom, you know, from the soul to everything. Like I have you know, I didn't really, you know, we haven't really talked much about this, but I actually have an Afro-Colombian shoemaker down in Colombia that I'm actually in the process of possibly building a prototype shoe with once this all goes. And I didn't know how really to get into it. Like you said, I've seen apps where people say you can design your own shoe, and if you sell like 5 of them, they'll produce them. So
I mean, it's a big challenge getting into any part of like fashion is just finding the factory. You know, that's one of the biggest challenges anybody, especially getting connected directly with a factory, because you know that can put you through hell, you know, with getting connected directly without having a middleman. And then also just finding a factory you can work with over time to build a relationship and receive the kind of quality you want. So
I think we under the impression that we got to get our shoes from China.
hell no. That's like you don't have to. You got people in Africa, Italy, you got Brazil, you got Turkey, you got all kind of places where people get like, product from. You can get product from anywhere. Like, to be honest. He just, who is calling me, bro? Max, you got somebody coming here? Hello?
Are you good?
Yeah, because anytime somebody try to get in the apartment, they probably call again. I don't know who that was. I call again, but yeah, factories. Like we gotta cut this part out. But yeah, factories. That's the hardest part for a lot of people, bro. Hardest part for a lot of people to get into fashion or anything manufacturing to produce a product.
So what do you recommend, you know, for individuals that are like, I guess, trying to get into the game?
Mentorship, becoming a brand yourself before you build a brand. Did you have somebody coming up here? Did you have somebody coming up here? Somebody called. I don't know, like down there. It's all good. But what I recommend for people